Welcome back to my channel. So we're first going to start off by pushing back my cuticles, and then we're going to cut down my natural nail because I don't like to have my natural nail showing underneath my nails. Then I'm going to take my cuticle cleaner bit that comes in the set that I love to use from Kiara Sky, and I did prep both of my hands, but I am only going to show you my dominant hand. So I'm going to be doing my nails with my non-dominant hand because I feel like I need more practice. Actually, during this whole video, I felt so out of practice. Like, I cannot go that long without doing my nails because I just feel so out of practice. Like, it's weird. And this bit that I'm using right now is from Shein, and I showed that in my last Shein haul. So yeah, watch that. Linked in the cards above. So this drill that I've been using, it was just a regular one from Amazon. I will try to find a link and put it in the description down below. But it was just, I think it's good for beginners. I do want to upgrade to either a Melody Susie or, I don't know, maybe in the even Kiara Sky one. I don't know. But I do want to upgrade. And I did take that fine grit sanding band from Makartt, which I love to use. And I went over my natural nail just to make sure I taken off all the shine. That was a lot. And then I'm going to take my cuticle scissors. This was actually really hard for me to get it good with my left hand, just because my left hand is so weak. So I did a lot of unnecessary work. So I used my cuticle scissors. I used my ball bit, the little ball bit, and it was just a lot. Unnecessary steps that I didn't need to take just because I was using my non-dominant hand. And I didn't include all of that just because it was a lot, and I literally spent like 30 minutes on just trying to clean my right hand cuticles. And then after I finish doing all of that prep, I do wipe my hands with some alcohol or acetone, maybe even if you have some swipe. I don't, so I just used alcohol. Then I'm going to take my dehydrator and primer duo from Mia's Secret that I always use. I don't know why I want to keep saying Kiara Sky for everything. And then I double prime those my nails, and then I use my base coat from Makartt as well. And of course, you want to cure that base coat for about 30 seconds in your UV LED lamp. And also making sure to wipe up any excess that you might have gotten on your cuticles or on the skin around your cuticles before you cure, because that's not good. Okay, so my package from Set the Nail Co. finally came, and it was definitely worth the wait. Like, I love everything that came in the package. Yeah, so I got these, 3XL no C-curve Coffin tips. Yeah, so I'm just finding my sizes, and I love these tips so much. But yeah, I like to buff out my my base coat before I attach the glue, because the glue won't stick with the shiny on your base coat and the shiny on your false tips. So you can either buff out the tip or your natural nail, and I just choose to do my natural nail because it's easier. And you'll see me like flipping my nail over to see if I put them on straight, because I have this problem where I can't put my nail tips on straight. Like, I don't know how people put them on so straight. Either my nails are just crooked, or like, I don't know. And I definitely do feel like in the end my pointer finger was still crooked, but I've been trying to work on that for like the last year. Since I've really been focusing on my nails, I've been trying to get my pointer fingers specifically as straight as possible, but you know, I'm still working on it. So next, of course, I gotta cut these bad boys down. I wish that I can keep them that long, but I cannot. So they're still gonna be pretty long, but pretty functional for me. So I am measuring them side by side, and for me, I can never get my pinky the same length as the rest of my nails, like perfectly, like how it be on Instagram and stuff like that. But I feel like I hit it this time, and I'm so feeling accomplished by that. So of course I'm going to use my Tammy Taylor 100 grit file, and I'm going to gently try to file my tips, and I'm also going to do the free edge and try to make that as straight as possible as well. And then I use my Pana 180 grit file, and I use the 180 side, I believe, the smoother side, and just try to blend the false nail in with my natural nail. You do see me doing this a little bit here with the Tammy Taylor file, but I ended up switching it out because I realized that it was kind of too coarse, and I didn't want to take off my base coat that I put on. Like, you can see it coming off a little bit. So I just use the smoother side on the Pana file. And once that's done, I'm going to, I just pump my little cleaner brush into some alcohol and just brush that all over. Okay, so it's actually a couple days later, and I didn't record what exactly I used in the video. So I have Makartt Gel Polish. Most of these browns came in a set, and this like burnt orange, and my favorite Makartt Gel Polish collection, and then this color, which is the nude. I also took out these gold flakes. I'll probably use this one or this one. Some leaves, different kinds. Also have these two that both came from Shein, and these. Okay, so that orange was still a little bit too bright for me, so I just used one of the brown colors, and it was more of like a chocolate brown, and I mixed that up a little bit, and I got the perfect burnt orange color that I was looking for. Eventually, I ended up using a darker brown because the one that I was using was just not making it more opaque. More darker, I would say, that I needed it to be. So right here, I'm quite satisfied. And I cleaned off my brush a little bit, and then I'm going to take one of those darker browns. I think this is the same brown that I used the second time, the darker brown that I used in the orange to make it more darker. And I do 2 coats of that, and then I'm also going to do the same thing on my pinky with that burnt orange that I just made. So at first I was using this 3D brush to paint the orange on there, but it was making it streaky. Like, I don't know, I guess the brush was a little bit too hard or whatever. So I ended up just taking that orange color, the original brush from the nail polish bottle, took all the orange off of it, and then just dipped it into the orange that I made, and brush it on like that. So now into the polygel application. You guys know I'm not even doing that part right now. Right now I'm going to be doing the ombre. So Lord, I don't do ombre that often. So for me to be doing ombre, it was quite challenging, just because I don't have a lot of experience. So yeah, I'm not even in frame, but I try to make it as perfect as I can get it, but I ended up putting glitter over it anyways, which is annoying, but I didn't even realize it until like a day later, the next day. But yeah, if your ombre is not great, just add some glitter and you'll be okay. Also, those dental pads, dental mat things, I'm starting not to even like those for real, because like the pink gets all in my brush, and I just be dabbing and dabbing the brush into any spot. So you really have to make sure you're getting it into a new dry spot, or it's just gonna rip and it's gonna get all in your brush. And it was annoying, so I switched to a paper towel. So I ended up doing my thumb off camera, but I am starting on my pinky. So I used a Siesta Polygel from Makartt, and that is also my Presents number 8 Kolinsky brush. So I put, at this point I put one huge bead of polygel near my cuticle, and I basically just make sure the polygel is all over the nail to begin with, and then I like to do my cuticle first. Make sure my cuticle is the way I like it to be, which is not too thin and not too thick. And then I bring it down. I just drag the whole polygel down, and as you can see, I took some of it off because I didn't want the ombre down that far. So I use that spatula. That normally comes in any polygel kit that you can get, and I press firmly onto the polygel just to make it more more seamlessly, like to get that good ombre that we're looking for. You have to press down pretty firmly onto the polygel. And then after I'm satisfied, I just cure for 60 seconds in my lap. And while I'm doing this, I'm also trying to find the best way to do ombres, because I'm not too familiar with ombres since, I don't do them. So as you can see, I was drying my brush off, and I could tell that me having the drier brush is really helping making the ombre. Like, it's turning out really well with the drier brush. So my polygel is cured and my ombre is looking good, but I'm about to just cover it right up. I spent all that time on the ombre, and I'm about to cover it up with this beautiful glitter. And then I'm going to use my Evie's Patty Gel in Crystal Clear, aka Long Hair Pretty Nails. She definitely did her thing with this clear, because I usually use Makartt clear, which is crystal clear too, but this clear, I love this clear. Okay, so my pointer finger and my middle finger are both going to be nude nails. And my pointer finger, I accidentally put too much polygel again. So this is a good opportunity to show you how I do the 1 bead method and the 2 bead method. With the 1 bead method, you start off by, of course, just making sure you cover your entire nail with polygel. And now I'm going to start working with my cuticle. So I'm going to make sure I have enough of polygel there. And right now, I'm not too worried about the apex, but I'm just making sure my cuticle are looking exactly the way that I want them. And I'm also going to be making sure my side walls is not going to be too wide, making the whole nail look wide, if you get me. You can also see how I lifted my nail up towards me so that I can see if the nail is too thick. That's also an important step. All right, so now I work with the apex. I'm going to be pushing the polygel the opposite way. So I'm going to start at the end of my nail, and I'm going to be pushing it towards my cuticle, and this is going to push the polygel towards that stress area, which is mainly where the tip meets your natural nail. So now I'm going to start with the 2-bead method. The first thing you want to do, as always, is making sure all the polygel is covering the entire nail. And then you want to always keep your side walls slender, making sure your nail is not wide. And then with the 2-bead method, you also want to ombre where the tip meets the natural nail, where the apex would be. You want to ombre that part up so that it will be flush when you put that second bead on there. And to get any of the excess polygel off the free edge of my nail, I like to take that spatula and just cut it off. Like, it's satisfying and I love it. So now I'm going to be doing the second bead on my middle finger. So this bead is more focused on the cuticle, and I like to squeeze harder closer to the cuticle and then just drag the excess polygel down to the free edge. So I do my cuticle first, making sure that's all situated, making sure it's not flooding, and then I'm going to just drag the polygel down. If I need to, I would turn my nail sideways and check what that's looking like, seeing if it's thick enough, if my apex is high enough. And just like with the index finger, I will use the brush and bring the polygel back towards the stress area, towards my cuticle. And this helps build your apex more. So again, I do lift my nail up towards the ceiling to see what the thickness of the nail is looking like. Professionally, like actual nail techs, I think they say it's supposed to be 2 credit cards thick. I think that's how your nails are, like the thickness is supposed to be. I'm not sure. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my French tip and I'm going to file that. And I'm going to also outline the smile line. And then I'm going to start adding my glitter. Yeah, this is the Sets Nail Co glitter. And I just mix it up on this nail plate and I poured out entirely way too much. And then I also add some of those autumn maple leaves. I think those are maple leaves, a couple of different colors, and then I will clear cap that once I am done. And also to adhere the glitter, I use some base gel, and the base gel is still wet while I put the glitter on there. So now we're going to be getting into the encapsulation process. So I'm mainly going to be focusing the polygel in where the glitter is at, because the nude basically already has its correct structure. Like, I put it over the nude, but I didn't really need to because I'm pretty sure I filed most of that off. So now I'm going to start filing, and I'm going to use my medium grit tapered bit from Kira Sky as well. And then I'm going to start at my cuticles. My drill is at about 6,000 to 7,000 RPM, and I'm going to do this really carefully because this bit does not have the safety round part that some of the bits do in the collection. Okay, so I was trying to do those moon those crescent nails where it's more curved at the tip of the nail, but I don't know exactly how they do that, and because I was working my left hand, that didn't make it any better. So I would insert a picture of what I mean, just in case anybody didn't know what those nails are. It's a specific technique, and it just makes your nails look, I don't know how to explain it. The free edge is not so straight. It's more curved in. Okay, so I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy this filing process because I feel like I've been talking a lot. So yeah, just enjoy the process. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You can tell me what you want to see next. I know I want to do a Halloween set for sure. And make sure you turn on your post notification. Okay, so right here, I'm actually supposed to be buffing my nails out, but I did want to say that, for one, I wouldn't use this cuticle oil for this process because I just put dust all in my cuticle oil. But yeah, there was a lot of grooves in the nails that I ended up filing off camera, and then coming back and doing this same process all over again. All right, so I wanted to do this little design of some patches, like sewed up patches. I thought that really gave off the fall vibe, so I tried it, and I'm just going to do these little boxes. I only showed the pinky nail because it's really self-explanatory. You're just doing these little boxes, and I did 2 coats of each color. I did this on my pinky nail and my thumbnail. Okay, so now I'm going to start on my plaid nail. It's been difficult to try to explain how to do this, so yeah, I'm gonna let you guys just watch it because I don't really know how to explain it, and everything that I've been saying doesn't sound right, and it sounds a bit confusing. So if you have any questions, just comment below and I can try my best to answer them. plaid nail is complete. I decided to try to use that dark brown that I used in the plaid nail to try to outline the patchwork, but it didn't look right to me. Like, it didn't look patchy enough, you know what I mean? It just didn't give off, oh, I needed to repair my jeans or my sweater and I'm going to use these colorful patches. So I ended up using black, and I think that turned out way better. And because I used the black, it gave off a little bit of Halloween-y type of feel to it, because it was so darker compared to the rest of the colors, I'm guessing. But I definitely like the black better than that darker brown. And surprising enough, those little thread sewed up marks, whatever it's supposed to be called, are hard. Like, the simplest stuff should be the easiest, but no, those were hard to draw. Okay, so I'm going to take this chrome pen from XXL Beauty and I'm going to try to make this gel liner. So I'm just going to scoop some of the powder out and I'm going to use some of that Makartt Gel Top Coat. And I'm just going to mix it up and make that beautiful rose gold liner. Next, I'm going to take my Makartt rhinestone gel and I'm going to add some bling. And anytime I do bling, I like to do the rhinestone gel first in the area that I want the bling, and then I go over everything with my gel top coat. So at first I had used some rose gold rhinestones that I had got from Long Hair Pretty Nails, but I didn't like the way that they had looked with the design. So I ended up switching them out for some champagne colored rhinestones that I got from Shein, and those turned out way much cuter. And after I was satisfied with how it looked, I did the same thing to my pointer finger. Okay, so you see, I like the way that this looks much better, because I feel like when you have cuticle rhinestones, you want them to be shiny, but like you want them to pop, but not too pop. Like you still want it to be subtle. So as you see, I did use some little caviar beads for little spacers for my cuticles. And I also used a little bit on my middle finger. I will say that you do need to top coat these. And I would also top coat that big rhinestone, like the part where it's more straight gold. Because like it's been 2 days later since I've worn these. Like I only had them on for 2 days. And it's already changed color. So I would definitely top coat anything that's like gold plated, but I wouldn't top coat anything that has actual rhinestones on it, any type of crystal. So in my head, I wanted to do a half glossy and half matte look, but I ended up not liking the middle finger and the pointer finger matte, so I went over them with glossy. And you see me flipping my finger over because I wanted the matte polish to fill in any gaps that the gel polish may have made, because I did use a lot of coats of those. And when you're putting your top coat on, make sure you are wiping your sides to make sure your top coat is not going to ruin your shape that you have perfected. And that clear nail, my ring finger, I am putting top coat underneath as well. Okay, so here's what the matte two fingers look like. I decided to include it just in case anybody else liked it, and maybe I made the wrong choice, but I think the shiny looks better. I'm happy with my choice. Let me know what you guys like, the matte or the glossy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. And also make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. You can also leave me some suggestions for my next video. Thank you all for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye.